If you've watched the previous video on how to set up your niche competition spreadsheet, you will already have a bunch of links inside here for the various search engines for your keyword phrase. For this example, I've chosen Make Your Own Movie as a keyword phrase. I've named the worksheet Make Your Own Movie for this keyword phrase. I'm just doing this one little example, so there's not 10 worksheets there. Also, I just did pick this keyword phrase at random. I was tired of seeing videos that focused on dog training. Although I do believe all dogs should be trained. Before we get started collecting data, I am going to show you a couple of things about how this spreadsheet works and how you can modify it for your own use. First, I'd like to show you that now Google links that I've saved run into these cells, and here's a way to get rid of them. Click in the cell, press the space bar, click in the next cell, and keep pressing the space bar and clicking in the next cell until that's all gone. And then it's out of the way and shouldn't bother you anymore. Next, I'd like to explain that there is a split in the worksheet and the panes are frozen. That's viewable up here on Window where it says Remove Split and Unfreeze Panes. It means there is a split and the panes are frozen. And that happens right here. And what that allows you to do is scroll across the spreadsheet this way and not lose track of which URL area you're on or which website that you're investigating. Next, I'd like to show you how to add new columns in case you'd like to add more features or information you're going to search for on the different websites you collect information for. The first thing you do is click the column that you want to insert your new column in front of, and I've clicked it up here where the letters are. I'm going to right click and insert. Now all I have to do is double click in that space and I can add the title for that column. For instance, special notes, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to add one more by doing a right click insert. And if I said right click when I selected this, I was wrong. It's just a standard left mouse click. This one I'm going to ask if press releases exist for this website. One of the ways you can boost your website rankings is to issue press releases. So if other sites aren't, you can. To get the grid to show up with the same border as this, you'd highlight the selected cells that you want to put the border around, right click, format cells, click on border. I was using this line before, inside and outside. Click OK. So that's all there. Now you want to save your spreadsheet because you don't want to lose that data. Now I'm going to show you how I would set up the browser I'm using to view all 10 websites and collect the data on all of them. I am using the Firefox browser. You can use Internet Explorer. It does basically the same thing if you have version 7 or above. And what I'm talking about is the ability to use tabs up on this area here and opening each one of the top 10 links in new tabs. This way each website will be open and ready for you to gather data on. I've already typed in my keyword phrase here, and I do have a listing of the top search results for this keyword phrase. I'm going to right click and click Open Link in New Tab. You'll notice it opens that link right here next to the first one. You'll notice that Digital Films Home comes up as adoptme.com virtual pets. We're just going to take a brief look at that. I see that it really has nothing to do with making movies, but this is part of my research, and what I want to do is get to the top 10 of Google. So if my website really has to do about making my own movie, it'll probably rate higher than adoptme.com virtual pets. Now we'll go back to the main screen, and I'm going to do the same thing for each of the first 10 results. Right click, open link in new tab. Now this lovely website also plays music by default. And just to show you, there's no way to turn off the music. I've looked. So I'm going to mute this now. You can make your own determination as to whether or not you want to have music playing when you open a web page on your own website. However, you should probably always give the user the ability to turn it off. I prefer to use Firefox because the windows and the extra tabs open much quicker than they do in Internet Explorer. And we'll do this until we have 10 new tabs opened. Now we have the top 10 sites opened in tabs above on this bar right here. The next thing we need to do is set up our spreadsheet in our browser so we can see both of them at the same time and see as much of the usable space as possible. What I'm going to do inside of my spreadsheet is click on View, Toolbars, and turn off the standard toolbars. Turn off the formatting toolbars. If you have any other toolbars up here, you may also want to turn them off. You can always turn them back on. You might want to write down which ones you turned off in case you're worried about finding them again. They're all right here. The next thing I want to do is resize this window. Right now it's maximized. I'm going to make it resizable. Going to bring this up to the top. I do want to, however, be able to see at least one row of information here, plus my headings. So we might have to do that. We can also turn off the formula bar and the status bar, which gives us more room to see what we're doing. Now I can continue to resize this. So I'm basically focusing on one row of information here. Now I'll click on the browser window and resize it also so that it fits just below the spreadsheet. Pretty much like that. I'm also going to do the same thing in the browser and turn off any toolbars that I have open. Turn off the status bar, gives me some more room. And now we're pretty much set up.